Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Joseph Parker's next opponent has indeed been confirmed as American heavyweight Alexander Flores, who has a record of 17 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. Flores, rated 179th in the world by BoxRec, will fight Parker on December 15th in Christchurch, New Zealand. The fight will be on pay-per-view for a cost of $39.95 New Zealand dollars. So what I'll do is I'll get to the press release first, followed by some interview footage of Flores that's been supplied by Duco Events. And Duco Events is Joseph Parker's promoter. It's putting the event on at the Horncastle Arena in Christchurch. Then I'll get to a little bit more on Flores, a couple of thoughts, and the apparent raid on my last comment section by Flores' trainer-manager. Buckle in. Let's go. So the press release starts by saying, Alexander the Great Flores vows to carve out his own slice of history. Hammer-fisted American-Mexican heavyweight prospect Alexander the Great Flores has vowed to make his own stunning imprint on the planet by shocking former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker at Christchurch's Horncastle Arena on December 15. There is no way this goes 10 rounds, the 17-1 Flores says. I'm going to knock him out. The media release then says Flores has the puncher's record to suggest that that is no idle boast. No fewer than 15 of the Roy Jones Jr. promoted slugger's 17 wins have come via the stoppage. The 28-year-old's lone defeat came at the hands of a former IBF heavyweight champion Charles Martin in a North American Boxing Association title fight in 2014. Flores took the fight against the dangerous southpaw Martin at 2 weeks' notice and paid the price, suffering the only blemish on his record. It says Martin's victory set up a successful tilt at the IBF crown vacated by Tyson Fury and a subsequent unification date with Anthony Joshua. Now, I've just got to correct that because that's completely incorrect. Tyson Fury did not vacate the IBF belt. He was stripped of it. And also, there was no unification between Martin and Joshua. Martin fought Joshua, and that was Joshua's first belt that he picked up in 2016. The press release continues. Flores, meanwhile, has rebounded from his reverse to Martin with 3 straight knockout victories in the rugged fighting hub of Tijuana, Mexico. I'd note that's where Christopher Lovejoy, WBA sensation, has been doing the best of his work. The press release also says he has also served as a sparring partner for Andy Ruiz Jr. ahead of his fellow American-Mexicans WBO World Title Showdown with Parker in Auckland. Flores, who believes the Parker-Ruiz fight was a close contest that should have gone his compatriot's way, is in no doubt it is now his time to shine on the global stage. A lot of people might not have heard of Alexander the Great yet, but they'll all know who I am December 15. Parker's promoter David Higgins of Duco Events admitted he was extremely nervous about the contest. With Joseph coming off 2 straight defeats, however unlucky, a 3rd defeat would be catastrophic for his career. Alexander's undoubted punching power makes this an extremely dangerous assignment for Joseph, so it is fair to say I am the most nervous I have ever been before a fight. Oh, come on, David, honestly. Parker, who began his training camp in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, said he respected the danger posed by Flores but was confident in his own ability. I'm really glad that Alex is coming to New Zealand full of confidence. For me, boxing is all about the challenge, and this is another big one. I know what is at stake. I need to win and win well. I need to knock him out, and I will knock him out. But I can't focus on that. I need to focus on getting better each and every time I get in the ring. Team Parker head trainer Kevin Barry said he was both nervous and excited following the confirmation of Flores as his fighter's opponent. After a 5-year undefeated run that took Joe all the way to the WBO world title, we now find ourselves in very unusual territory, coming off back-to-back losses. Joe has never been in this position before and needs a top performance. Joe finds himself under huge pressure to not only win this fight, but to win big and get his career back on track. We've known for some time it was likely to be Flores, and it's great to have that confirmed. These guys are the same height and they both pack a serious punch, so it stacks up as a great contest. That's great for boxing fans, and Canterbury boxing fans in particular. This is a dangerous fight. A fight where Joseph is fighting for his career. Okay, the rest of the media release then goes on to talk about the host city of Christchurch, so we're not going to get into that. Tickets go on sale 25th of October, starting from $39, and pay-per-view cost confirmed, $39.95 on Sky Arena. That's $39.95 New Zealand dollars. Before I get into some thoughts, let's get straight to some of the supplied interview footage of Alexander Flores so we can get to know him a little bit more.
So, what does this fight mean to you?
It means a lot for me. It's my career. I mean, it's important. You know, I'm here to win, so it's definitely going to be a good fight.
You think you come here and knock him out?
Absolutely. I don't think they're going to go to 10 rounds. Because if I leave it up to the judges, I mean, we've seen what happened with Andy Ruiz and stuff like that. It was a close fight, but it was controversial. You know, it could have gone either way. So I have to make it really convincing.
That's boxing for you, isn't it? That Ruiz fight was very close. Of course, you've sparred with Andy leading into that. Tell us about that.
Andy, I mean, he looks are deceiving. You know, I mean, he's a big, heavy guy, but he has really fast hands, and he's a really good boxer for a guy his size and weight. But no, I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, I've been sparring with Andy since I believe, 17 years old when he started at Wild Card, and that's how I met him, and we sparred quite a few times. We have a good amount of rounds together.
Do you think Andy won that fight? Do you think he beat Joe?
To be honest, it was a really close fight. It could have gone either way, but it was a hard fight to judge.
Yeah. Do you like?
It was close. I can't really say it was a close fight. I would have called it a draw. That would have been a good way to put it. But yeah, it's a close fight.
Crowd not going to be wanting you to win. What are your thoughts about that?
That's okay with me. I mean, I don't mind being the underdog. You know, I'm here to do one thing, and that's to win December 15. That's all it is.
Do you think you're up to the step up?
Absolutely. Because he's fought guys of that caliber. I mean, the experience doesn't always come through fights. It comes through sparring, from my perspective. You know, so I've sparred with world champions, former world title challengers. So I have a lot of experience myself too, not in the ring with guys like that, but sparring-wise, I do. So I mean, I don't see, the only difference is the crowd around you, no headgear and smaller gloves. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see a difference in it.
And you tell us about your power then. You've got a lot of knockouts. You tend to stop guys. Where does that come from? Is that something you've always had?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I had it in amateurs. My record was 14-2. I had 2 losses from the same guy, and I had 11 stoppages. But no, yeah, I just banged it out. You know, I guess I have power.
And how did you get into boxing? Where did that come from?
Boxing? Well, when I was I was always a heavy kid when I was younger. I was 300 pounds. In high school, and I used to get bullied in middle school and high school, and I never liked it. So my dad would tell me, "Oh, you know, join the type of martial arts," but I never wanted to because I've always felt like if, you know, they were to hit me, I was gonna, you know, not like it or anything. But one day out of the blue, I was my dad owned a business in Pomona where I started boxing. I googled a gym and I found one, and once I went there on a Sunday, I signed up there and then, and that's where it all started.
Did you ever think at that point it could become a career for you and sort of take you around the world?
No, I didn't. I just did it just to lose weight and learn self-defense. But since I was a kid, I've always pictured myself being a professional athlete. Never boxing, you know, more like basketball or football. But I never had really good grades. I wasn't a school type of guy. But
so here you
that's
are.
where boxing came in, and here I am.
But you think you can get the better of him?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I support guys with his type of style and everything. I mean, people say like, "Oh, that's boring," but sparring and fighting are, in a way, kind of the same thing. Not really, but in a way.
Is he the sort of size heavyweight you prefer to fight, or there's big guys, there's smaller guys who fight?
It doesn't matter. I mean, when you're fighting, you have to be ready for any guy. You know, whether he's short, small, big, skinny, whatever. That's where the preparation comes in.
Joseph hasn't had a knockout, I think, in his last 5 or 6 fights. He's desperate to knock someone out. That's essentially what you're being brought out here to be, that guy. What do you think about that?
I mean, if he's going to think it's an easy fight, so be it, but it's not. I mean, people don't know who I am now, but coming December 15, the boxing world will know who Alexander the Great Flores is. I feel like every fighter has weaknesses. You know, I mean, obviously there's film of him, so we're going to be studying that and see the flaws he has, and we're going to capitalize on that. So I mean, every fighter has a weakness.
will you sparred with Andy ahead of his fight with Joe? Will you try and do the same again for this fight? Will you try and get tips off Andy and help get him to help you prepare for Joe?
I think Andy's a little on the shorter side. So I mean, if Andy's in camp, then yeah, I mean, I'll probably contact him or whatever. Yeah. I mean, we're not too far apart from each other, so I mean, why not? He has the experience and he has the speed, so that would definitely help a lot.
Flores has been a pro since 2010. He won the Southern California Golden Gloves as an amateur. Sole loss, as I previously stated, came at the hands of Charles Martin. Also has a draw with journeyman Avery Gibson. And that Charles Martin footage is online, some highlights and a couple of rounds there. It was a 4-round contest. Well, he was stopped in 4 rounds, should I say. Flores, he's had some promotional issues. That's led to him only having 3 fights since the start of 2015. And earlier this year, Flores signed with his new promoter, former great Roy Jones Jr. And at the time, his manager and trainer, Michael Love, was quoted by 15rounds.com as saying, "My team and I have watched RJJ over the past 2 years and like what we see. They have moved their fighters in position to challenge for world titles." Now that name, Michael Love, you may have seen it pop up several times in the comment section to my previous video. And given it was coming up so much and there was quite a level of detail, I assumed it was either a relation or someone close to Flores. And apparently it is, given that level of detail and knowledge. And then so obviously I'm Googling Alexander Flores and Michael Love, and it apparently, if it is the same person, which I would have to think it would be, it's his trainer and manager. So quite a few of those comments did end up getting deleted by Michael Love. And in response to one of Michael Love's questions, I said, I believe Flores is overmatched and he can't hang with Joseph Parker. And I think the majority of fight fans would agree with that, and I stand by that statement. Flores, he has not been chosen to come out to New Zealand to advance his career. That's not why he's been selected. He's been selected as an opponent for Joseph Parker to get a win against, to look good against and knock him out. That's why he's been selected. And I do stand by that statement. So while it's an opportunity for Flores to impress, make no mistake about it, he is a massive underdog. He's not expected to offer much resistance, much of a challenge to Joseph Parker. And the reality is, if Flores comes in better than advertised and Parker ends up struggling to any extent, or he doesn't get a knockout, Parker's career will be massively dented. So it is all there for Flores, but Parker is the massive favourite expected to take care of business. But good luck to Flores. He's going to need it in my view. But in terms of the event, it's going to be $39.95 New Zealand dollars on pay-per-view. Now, that's a bit of an eye-watering cost to swallow if you're a Joseph Parker fan back in New Zealand. He's facing a relatively unknown who's expected to get knocked out. And I can well imagine there's going to be a number of fans who won't want to pay that much. They won't like this one bit. I've already had a lot of comments in previous videos saying that people are sick of the overpriced pay-per-view events involving Joseph Parker that have been held in New Zealand. And this does, on the face of it, appear to be another one. Duco, they're going to do their best job, their best sales job to the New Zealand public, but they're going to have their work cut out for them. Trying this the second time to milk the New Zealand pay-per-view market, pitting Parker against overmatched opponents that no one's really ever heard of, he's expected to beat handily. It's going to be a tough ask for Duco to do that again. That was the sort of pattern between 2014 and 2016 when Parker was on pay-per-view before he really stepped up to world level. And obviously, if you're paying $40 or $50 for Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte fights, and then you're expected to pay $39.95 for an Alexander Flores fight, yeah, it's I can understand why people are a little bit salty about that. But in terms of the event in Christchurch, I have no doubt that is going to sell well because Parker has only fought there once before, Solomon Hamono in 2016. It will be an event for the city. Official prediction, Joseph Parker by knockout, probably a highlight reel knockout within 6 or 7 rounds max. If he does get the stoppage, it is going to be his first since 2016. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.